right, here we are in round 2. We're on the draw. I think this is keepable. It's not great, but none of our hands are going to be great, so I think I can keep it. Yeah. Got turn 2 hanger back. Turn 4 maybe sower, something like that. Up against the Slop Dog. It's a pretty sweet name. Hopefully our opponent's deck is not great like our last round opponent's deck was. Badlands. All right. Let's get a scry in here. I don't want island. Put that on the bottom. We already have 3 blue sources, so don't need any more. Please play an aggressive creature. That's what we're looking for. We can beat. I think we can beat the aggro decks with this deck. We're sort of like a bad, like value mid-range deck at this point, so I think that's the kind of deck that we can beat. I think the decks that go over top of us are going to just be very difficult for us to beat like that. I mean, like in round 1 we played that big mana deck, which is just playing better stuff than us every turn. And like a control deck is probably going to be pretty favored against us, so we'll see. See how this goes. And we've got compulsive research. Well, that's scary. Compulsive research is a very strong card, so I have a feeling that our opponent has a good deck. Let's see. We draw here. All right, recruiter. Recruiter's not bad. What do I want to get with recruiter? I think I do want to cast recruiter. And probably let's see what our options are. Probably just get Venser. Get Stratus Dancer, Venser, Wake Thrasher. Yeah, I'm just gonna get Venser here. And get in for a point. This gives me a nice little sequence coming up. I can Venser away my opponent's play if they have one this turn. And then land a Master of Waves. I can also just sower my opponent's play, so that's kind of nice. Vampire Nighthawk. Vampire Nighthawk's interesting. Let's play our Bayou. Do I want to sower this? Probably not. I don't really want to Venser it either. Maybe I'll just pass. See what my opponent does. Venser their play. Yeah, let's just pass. I can also just like tick up my hanger back walker until you know, I get to a point where it's doing business. Like I'll slam a 3/3 hanger back into Vampire Nighthawk, no problem. All right. Don't really care about this. Island, go. All right. I think that's fine. Just level up, hanger back another point. Play our planes. Get in for 1 here. I want to level up hanger back 1 more time, so there's no point in attacking with it. And leaves me with Venser Sower again. And they're really going to kill my Imperial Recruiter? I think that's fine. So what could we see here that would be bad? I mean, Stroke of Genius would be kind of annoying. Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction, so do I want to Venser that? I think I do. If they want a main phase Factor Fiction, I think that's fine. Force Spike? I mean, I just pay for Force Spike. Yeah. They knew I had the Venser, so I mean, playing the Factor Fiction makes a lot of sense there. You know, it's like, okay, I know you have Venser, so I'm just going to play this out. They probably didn't even need it. They were on 5 cards already. Through the Breach. Okay, are we dead? Oh God, we're dead. All right, let's see. Is there anything I can do here? I can't like repeal that, right? Let's go ahead and upgrade our hanger back. So it's 6. Yikes. Definitely can afford to get rid of these two. Can I afford getting rid of Venser? Probably. 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, no, that's only 5. Guess Bayou doesn't really matter much. It's one of our only black sources, but we're probably not going to cast Red Return this game. Yeah. I can chump the Emrakul too, right? That's pretty devastating. Not much doing, I guess. Just attack for 2. Well, we kind of got out of that through the Breach Emrakul, like, without too much bad stuff happening to us. Duress. So I can't repeal the Vampire Nighthawk. I can't imagine our opponent takes Dread Return. Do I just repeal something else? I can't repeal anything. I mean, I could repeal one of my Thopter tokens to draw a card, but that just seems bad. Please play Dragon Lord Silumgar so I can take it. Probably our opponent's so confused. They're like, all right, you got a Dread Return in there. What's that Dread Return doing there? Yeah, repeal pretty easily the card to take there. Ooh, interesting. Green splash. Okay, so they're not casting Dragon Lord Silumgar. They're just going to get in for a few points. Okay. Ponderino. Like, I don't want to sour this. So, yeah, I think it is just casting Ponder here. They know my hand. Maybe I should have fetched pre-Ponder. Alright, Click is interesting, but none of these other cards are. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go top Stratus Dancer and draw Vendilion Click. I'm not going to shuffle my library yet, but now I am going to shuffle my library. I don't think I can get a blue source off of this anyway. It doesn't really matter, but I don't want to draw those cards. So let's get Tower Forest. A Den Protector and Kiora as our green cards, but double red gives us, what, just Splinter Twin? Yeah, just get a Forest. Definitely aren't going to be casting Splinter Twin anytime soon. Well, maybe, no, it's got Pro Red, right? So you can, that would be so cool. Splinter Twin Master Waves. But it's Pro Red, so you can't target it. Alright, now they got their Factor Fiction. We're giving him Silumgar, almost definitely. I think I put Souls in the same as Silumgar. So they can either take this and get more cards, or they can... I mean, I guess this is like pretty great because then they get Lingering Souls in the yard. So maybe I also put the land over here. Then maybe I put like this and like this. I don't want to give them Thoughtseize. That's the problem. But I... How do I get them to not take the Thoughtseize pile? I don't want to give them Exclude either, though, so... I think this is the split. No, if they take the Silumgar split, then I guess I give them Lingering Souls. They can't currently cast Lingering Souls, so yeah, I think this is fine. So yeah, so they can't cast Lingering Souls, so they're incentivized to take this one, I guess. Yeah, okay, they took the Thoughtseize and Exclude one. Which may mean that they already have another threat. Yeah. Pretty good. Maybe our deck is just too much of a mess. With all these useless band cards. Man, if we'd gotten that Exarch, could have made something sweet, I think. What are our best draws at this point? One's going to flashback Lingering Souls, probably. So we're definitely not going to block with the Thopters because we want to trade with the Souls tokens. This next turn, if our opponent... I don't know what our opponent takes here. They probably just take Sower. Like, Sower is just objectively the best card in our hand. Yeah. So then I guess I click them on their upkeep and then attempt to resolve a Master of Waves the following turn. But they have Exclude in hand, right? So they can just, yeah, they'll just flash back Lingering Souls here and then have Exclude up. Seems pretty good. Seems actually like kind of unbeatable. But, alright, Deathrite Shaman was a good draw there. Because we play this, if our opponent excludes it, we're like, yeah, okay. All right, let's go ahead and go for the click now. We're never going to get that Exclude out of their hand otherwise. Yeah. And at least Deathrite Shaman gives us access to some interesting things here. Yikes, what is this? Sneak attack. They redraw Emrakul? If they did, I'm conceding. Alright, what is it? Yeah. Alright. Oh, man. Ugh. Oh, jeez. Alright. What do we want? I think we would definitely want Is It Charm. Dromoka's Command also looked kind of interesting. Negate and Dissipate are in for sure. I think our slower cards are the ones that we don't want. So I think we don't want Master of Waves because like well maybe I don't know. Master of Waves is like a good win condition, but it's just like so slow compared to a lot of the stuff that our opponent has. A Repeal looked pretty bad there. Stratus Dancer looks good. Click, yeah, all these other cards look fine. Cure also looked good there. Maybe it's just like something slow, like Wall of Omens just doesn't do anything. Yeah, Wall of Omens, like, we didn't see anything on the ground, really, for Wall of Omens to be blocking anyway. So, it's just good with Sun Titan. That's the problem. It's like a lot of our cards, like, you just don't want to cut because they're so good if we get going. Like, if we get Pod going, I'd rather have, like, Wall of Omens in our deck than some of this other stuff. Maybe it's just Hangerback. Hangerback hasn't seemed great. I mean, like, we saw Lingering Souls out of our opponent, so Hangerback's kind of good there. Can't cut any of these banned cards. I liked Kiora, actually. I don't want to cut Kiora. So maybe it's just Den Protector. Yeah, let's go like this. Like Den Protector is good, but it doesn't have synergy with Pod or with Sun Titan like the other cards do. So even though it's like card advantage, it's not the repeatable type of card advantage that the other cards are. But definitely our opponent's deck looks very strong. Sneak attack through the breach, like, yeah, what do we do against that? Just have to hope. Love to play first. Okay. I mean, if we're going to have a hand that can beat our opponent's deck, it's going to be a hand like this. So let's keep this. Suspend Ancestral on turn 1, as is customary to do, and passed. I could have played Hinterland Harbor there tapped and just suspended on turn 2, but I think it's unlikely we draw a 2-drop we can cast anyway, so I'll just play Harbor on turn 2 and then get Ancestral a turn early. Yeah, just play this, pass. So now we actually have a choice between Click and Wake Thrasher. I think I probably am just going to play Click. Opponent is representing removal. Yeah, let's pass. Click our opponent here. We can't play Is It Charm yet, which is kind of a shame, but I think we want to just make sure that our opponent is not doing something really horrible to us this turn. All right, well, all these things are pretty horrible for us. Dragon Lord Silumgar is good. Sneak Attack's good. All of our opponent's cards are good. I think Sneak Attack is the most good card. They have tons of lands, so they don't need, like, Compulsive Research is going to be fine for them. So, though maybe if I take away Compulsive Research and they go like Sneak Attack next turn, I can just Venser the Sneak Attack. But then they like Sneak Attack the following turn. So I think it is just Sneak Attack here that I want to take. Like everything else just seems to slow them down. Or sorry, everything else just doesn't slow them down quite enough. That way this turn I get to like play a Wake Thrasher. And yeah, so they have Silumgar, Necro, and Research. All right, so Research down. They had 4 lands, so I'm not gonna write them down because like there's no point in keeping track of them. They're probably just gonna bin their Silumgar so that they can Necro it next turn, which I guess is fine. Gristlebrand. Oh my god, that's not fine. Okay. Oh man, that is extra not fine. All right, we really want to hit a red source here so that we can Is It Charm. All right, we did not hit a red source, so we'll play Isolate Chapel. So we're obligated to Venser here. We just don't have a choice. And then we're hoping to draw a red source for Is It Charm. But even then, our opponent could even pay for it. Oh gosh, this is a disaster. Yeah, I have no idea how we get out of this, right? Because like our opponent just goes Necro this turn. We're like Venser. I guess I can let. I don't want to let Gristlebrand resolve to it or like come onto the battlefield. And then Venser. Oh, they're Lilianaing us, and they're just gonna make us sack the Click. Yeah, let's try to tempo them then. If we can just get enough damage on the board. Then maybe even if they get the we're drawing a bunch of cards here, right? Ooh, Sower of Temptation is pretty interesting. It's unfortunate we didn't hit red mana. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Ponder first. If we can hit red mana here, all right. Windswept Teeth is red mana, so I want to put Deathrite, Sun Titan, Heath. Doesn't matter. Shuffling. So I'm gonna play this. I'm going to play Hangerback Walker for 1 as game against Liliana, and then attack my opponent here down to 11. Yeah, this is actually sweet. So if they go for Gristlebrand, they can draw a bunch of cards, but then they're just dead because we untap and Sower them. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fetch with Windswept Teeth, get my Plateau, go for Izzet Charm, go for the counter here. So they're going to get to draw a bunch of cards off of Gristlebrand if they want them. Doomblade my Click. Okay. All right, that's actually a pretty good play by our opponent. They don't know we have the Sower though, I don't think. So the Necro is going to get countered. We're going to get to hit them down to 8 and play Wake Thrasher, I guess. I guess we could just Dread Return the Click. That actually might be better. Okay, so what is our play here? So I'm going to play Bayou, I think. I think I do want to just Dread Return the Click here. Black. Yeah. This. Dread Return the Click. Take a look at what our opponent's working with. Liliana doesn't seem bad. I think I just want to get rid of Exclude, maybe? Silumgar also doesn't do it. Like, our opponent Silumgars us, and we just, like... Right, Silumgar is gain control as long as you control. So we can just steal it with Sower. I actually think this is fine, maybe? Like, none of these cards kill us. Exclude is annoying, but none of them kill us. Yeah, let's just leave them with these cards. That seems fine. Let's play out our Wall of Omens. Draw a card. Okay. Hit our opponent down to 8. So our opponent can play Liliana and then leave up Exclude, which is fine because we just run Wake Thrasher into it or Stratus Dancer. Yeah, I mean we just see what our opponent does. If they make us sack a creature, I think we just sack Hangerback Walker. Keeps us with the most power in play. Like that puts us with 6 power, which puts our opponent down to 2. I guess we send 1 at Liliana in that case. Yeah. Okay. So if this is just Silumgar, then we win, I think. Right? I guess we don't just win, but it's pretty good for us. Because they Silumgar, steal Click, and then we steal Hangerback Walker. That's worse, I think, than stealing Click. Some City of Brass action here. Let's just go ahead and Sower. Can't avoid taking some damage here. This makes our opponent's Liliana way worse. Let's go ahead and attack for 5. That's all we can do. I think we just want Wake Thrasher. Stratus Dancer is nice because it has evasion. This puts our opponent to 3. They draw like Slaughter Pact or something. It's interesting. they have Damnation in their deck, then we're going to try to get there with our... Alright, interesting. Alright, let's see. Yeah, this stuff looked good. Hero's Downfall looked good. Maybe I just play Hero's Downfall. I don't know. It seems kind of loose. I think I want it, though. Hairback Walker looked pretty good there. All of Omens also looked fine. All these cards looked okay, actually. Maybe Wake Thrasher being the worst among them. It is just like a big threat. I think I can actually cut some number of planes from this deck. Just cut a planes and add another swamp. Or just add a swamp. On the draw, maybe Kiora's too slow. That's probably true. Yeah. Alright, let's run it like this. Yeah, I think Kiora is definitely too slow on the draw. Like, either it's going to get countered or, like, our opponent's going to have a way to pressure it on board already. So, I don't really like playing Kiora unless, like, you know, if you have mana ramp, Kiora is great. Like, if you can get a turn 2 or turn... I mean, you can't get a turn 2. But if you can get a turn 3 Kiora in the cube, it's pretty good, especially on the play. On the draw, turn 3 is still acceptable. But I think turn 4, like, the chances your opponent has more than one threat or a counterspell, or just a straight removal spell are pretty high. So, definitely don't mind cutting her. And from what we've seen so far, like, our opponent's deck looks pretty well equipped to killing Kiora. Like, they've got Lingering Souls, etc. This hand is super awkward. I think we keep it, though. And get a turn 2 Jace, which fixes a lot of our problems. Yeah, let's keep. Question is, what do we want to play on turn 1? If we draw a island, it makes everything easier. All right, we didn't draw an island. Let's just play the Sulfur Falls. It doesn't even matter, I think. Let's play Sulfur Falls. Playing Sulfur Falls here because I think there's like a higher chance that I want to play a like an Is It Charm early than, you know, anything that requires green mana. Yikes, what is this? Looter? Uh-oh. Our opponent's playing like a Reanimator deck, and they just played a Merfolk Looter. Alright, Bayou is a decent draw, because this allows me to play Hinterland Harbor untapped, so I think I want to do that. We have a lot of double blue spells. Let's just go ahead and play our own Looter, our much worse Looter, and pass. We do have Deathrite. Deathrite is interesting. Of course, we might just be dead, because our opponent might just, like, have... Maybe it was better to play Deathrite there, because then if our opponent doesn't have... Okay. They didn't bin a fatty, so that's pretty good for us. They seem to be a little bit flooded with mana, so hopefully nothing too brutal here. Show and tell? So you can put it onto the... Is your hand onto the battlefield? I guess we just put Deathrite Shaman in. Deathrite Shaman, yeah. I mean, Dark Depths, and there's a battlefield with 10. Yeah, so I can't get around it with Dark Depths. So Sundering Titan. Well, we only have the Bayou, so they have to kill. They have to kill 2 of their own lands. That doesn't seem great. I mean, it's still a 7/10. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I guess they only kill the breeding pool because they say swamp. No, right? Choose a land of each basic land type. Yeah, so they choose. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean that was good. They have a 7/10, which is going to kill us fairly quickly. We drew the Is It Charm, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's go ahead and let's loot with Jace first. Plateau. Definitely don't want Plateau. I definitely don't want Dark Depths, though, so let's just ditch the Dark Depths. We can't cast anything this turn, so I think that means I just play Hinterland Harbor Or I guess I want to be able to kill a... Alright, so I can't... this is unfortunate. I can't kill a creature from my opponent's graveyard. So I guess I play Hinterland Harbor this turn in the hopes of hitting something next turn. Because if they bin something, we're in a lot of trouble. And I couldn't hold up Is It Charm either, so that's unfortunate. Oh, actually, I guess I could have held up Is It Charm. I could have played Plateau, but I don't know. There aren't that many spells our opponent can cast this turn that are that big a deal. Alright, I guess they're going to cast Lingering Souls, but I think it's more important to have the green mana next turn. Because they have to flashback the Lingering Souls. Oh no, they have Lightning Strike? Alright. Yikes. Yeah, we're very dead. Fencer, eh? Alright, well I can cast Is It Charm now, so I'll just scry. I don't want an island. Okay, so if our opponent goes for spell, then we get to do the block with Jace this turn, so I'm not going to loot right now. I'm just going to pass. So if they go for a pre-combat spell, then I get to Is It Charm it and then block with Jace. Otherwise, we're just taking 7, which we're kind of expecting anyway. Yikes. I mean, I have Venser to bounce my opponent's Sundering Titan next turn, which actually looks awesome because we don't have any basic land types right now. I mean, we will. I'll just like play out the plains and get that destroyed. And then our opponent's going to be on 0 lands in play, which seems kind of sweet for us. Our opponent's own Sundering Titan taking them off of all their lands. Yeah. So if our opponent doesn't play a spell, I mean, there's just no chance they don't play a spell here. All right, yes, sweet. This is awesome, actually. We're going to take 7. All right, let's loot with Jace. Let's ditch Swamp. Let's ditch Stratus Dancer here. So if they have a counter here, we're done. We just can't win. Or if they don't have a counter, I guess actually we want to do this on their upkeep. So let's put a stop on our opponent's upkeep and pass. They have a spell. If we get this Venser to bounce our opponent's Sundering Titan and Armageddon them, that's pretty much the best. We still might lose this game even if that happens because our opponent's deck is good, but all right, if they have a removal spell here, we're just so happy because they just like go for like the problem with Venser is we know that they have Exclude in their deck, which is why we definitely want to go for it upkeep rather than draw. But if they tap out here, I'm kind of happy. Let's pass. All right, we have to go for it here, I think, before they draw. Yes, yes. Amazing. Amazing. Oh my god. I just die now. I'm so happy. Blow up all your own lands. That'll teach you. Show and telling in a Sundering Titan. This is awesome. I can't believe that worked. I really can't believe that worked. Because we get to Is It Charm this down with Jace, which is sweet. I think is probably just what I want to do here. Just ditch the island. We don't need island. And yeah, so let's go go Is It Charm, dealing 2 to Merfolk Looter. So now they're on 1 land. They binned Exclude. Oh my god, so they drew it. That's awesome. Way to go, us. Playing great Magic. That's why you don't show and tell in a Sundering Titan. This be a lesson to you. I guess I should have played Swamp there. That was a mistake. Because then that opens up Dread Return. Let's just plus. Hit our opponent for 2. We don't have much of a clock going right now, but we do have Jace, which can cycle us into a bunch of stuff. We can use it to kill some small creature here. Sower's a decent draw. Let's just keep plussing our Jace. What's the ultimate on Jace? I don't even know. I'm not going to attack with Hangerback because I want to represent more damage by leveling it up. So now we have a 4-turn clock. What is Jace's ultimate? Get an emblem whenever you cast a spell. Target opponent puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into his or graveyard. That actually seems awful. I don't think I want that at all. Let's just keep plussing though. Now do I want to attack with Hangerback? So if I plus again, so actually it doesn't change the clock if I attack or not, so I'm just not going to attack. Because right now it's a 4-turn clock, but if I level up Hangerback, it's still a 4-turn clock, so doesn't seem necessary. And if our opponent's like land Liliana, I want the ability. Oh my god. Wow, I did not expect to win that game. All right, let's see how it does in round 3. See you guys then.